All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Steel Twins coming at you with another video. Here we are with Rex and a Discord OG for the week 12 NFL picks. Rex, good to have you on the channel, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back here.
Yeah, it's been a weird couple weeks trying to get you on here, but thankfully we finally found time to get you on here. You're an OG, so we felt obligated to get you on the channel. And we already passed Thursday Night Football. The Steelers lost to the Browns, unfortunately. Do you have any quick thoughts being a Steelers fan?
I mean, it's just like what everyone's saying. It was just a trap game. I mean, we had so many opportunities to put it away and couldn't. But credit to the Browns. They play well.
Yeah, it's just AC North football. I mean, I thought they got too aggressive in the end, did the Steelers, but I mean, we got the Bengals next week. At least they got the little rest, and maybe Highsmith will be back, so that's a good thing to look forward to. But Sunday games, we start with Minnesota at Chicago. This is another divisional matchup. What's your prediction?
I mean, I think this might be the same thing for Minnesota as it was for the Steelers. I think Chicago might pull a quick one on them and come out with a win. In Chicago too.
Yeah, in Chicago, bro. It's in Soldier Field. Yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams has looked solid. Minnesota, man. I mean, I'm surprised to see what their record is with Sam Darnold. The thing with Chicago is they've lost 4 straight, and this is in Chicago. So, yeah, you're right. This very well could be exactly what it was for the Steelers, that it might be for Minnesota. In the end, no, I'm still going to go with Minnesota. I think their defense is strong enough. I think that they're connecting on all cylinders on offense. I'm going to go Minnesota here with the being the heavy favorite.
I mean, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm going to go with Minnesota here. Chicago, they were 4-2, and they've lost every game since. And I know they changed play callers and whatnot. They fired Zane Waldron, the former OC. But, I mean, Caleb Williams, he has not scored a touchdown in 4 straight games at all. So, eventually that streak's got to end. And I do think that he does score in this game. And tries to keep it close because this is a divisional matchup. And I know that division, the NFC North, is pretty tight, pretty close. Especially, since it's week 12 and whatnot. So, the playoff picture and whatnot, that's going to come into play, but I got to go Minnesota here. It's just, the guys that they have on offense and the defense is just pretty good. Kind of hard to bet against Minnesota right now.
Next game, we got the Detroit Lions at the Indianapolis Colts. How about Anthony Richardson, man, with a comeback victory and probably his best performance to date? Now he's got a tough one here. What's your prediction?
I mean, the Lions, I'd probably say the Lions are the best team in the NFL. And I don't think the Colts, they're not good enough to beat the Lions, I don't think, even at home. I'm going to go with the Lions pretty comfortably.
Agreed. I'm going to go Lions. This is my I think it's my lock of the week. Yeah, give me Detroit. They're just too good right now.
Yeah, lock of the week, Detroit. I mean, they're just dominant. They're stacked. In Indianapolis, they'll try to, stay in the game. They'll, try to do what they can. But the Lions are just so good right now and so well coached. It's Detroit's season, in my opinion, this year.
Yeah, they're highest scoring offense in the league, I believe, or one of the top. And I mean, one of the things is like when they're up by a huge deficit, they just don't stop. Like there's no slowing down with the Lions. So they're in a good situation right now. Next game, we got the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. This is an AFC East battle, another rivalry game. What's your prediction?
I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I mean, this is not a game. I mean, I don't know. Both these teams kind of suck, but I think the Dolphins will win at home. They're definitely better than the Patriots, I'd say.
Yeah, they are, and I think the Dolphins got something a little more to fight for now that they're trying to play comeback here. The Bills are kind of running away with that AFC East first place championship, I suppose, with that entire division. But I think since Tua's been back, they've won 2 straight, and I think they make it 3 straight here. They're trying to play catch up. They got a little something to fight for. They're 4-6, but the more wins they stack up, the better chance they got. Maybe they can run the table, but they got to get a win here. So give me Miami.
Yeah, it's at home for Miami. Tua's back in there. He's been back for a couple weeks now, and it's obvious that when he's in there, the team is just much more locked in and focused and just playing better football. And they've won 2 straight. And the Patriots, Drake May, he's looking pretty decent out there. He's definitely the guy to go with for now. But the Patriots, they're only going to do what they can. They work to do, a lot of work to do. So, but I got to go Miami here. I think to get 3 straight on this one.
Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New York Giants. The Daniel Jones-less New York Giants now that he's been cut and they're starting Tommy DeVito. What's your prediction?
I think the Bucs will win. I mean, it's hard. Like, this is about to be his first start of the year. It's gonna be hard for him to come in and beat a Buccaneers team. And when the Bucs are playing good, like, they're really good, but they could also just play horrible and lose. Like, I wouldn't be completely shocked if they just sold a game to the Giants, but I'm gonna go with the Bucs.
Yeah, I think we can confidently go with the Bucks because there's nothing relatively positive about the Giants right now. They're just a complete mess of an organization. I don't think Tommy DeVito is really going to add anything extra to that Giants team. And the Bucks, they've lost 4 straight, bro. They were sitting at 4-2, I believe, and now they've lost 4 straight. So they need to find a way to keep getting wins or getting wins back, especially with that NFC South conference kind of close. So yeah, the Bucks get a win back and they're gonna need it. So yeah, give me the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tampa Bay here. The Giants, it's a clusterfuck down there. Excuse my language, but it's just not looking good down there. The whole Daniel Jones situation, I mean, it was just all over the place throughout the past week and a half, and led to Jones being released, and DeVito's in at quarterback, and the Bulls just basically fighting for his job at this point. Tampa Bay, they need a win big time to stay within the division and the playoff picture. And Mike Evans, there's a high possibility that he will be back in this game, so that will definitely help him for sure. But I'm going to go Tampa Bay here in general.
Next game, man. A lot of these games are kind of, I want to say no-brainers, but at the same time, it's been upset season, so any given Sunday. But next game, another rivalry matchup. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. What's your prediction?
I think the Commanders will win. I mean, the Cowboys. I mean, I have Dak and CeeDee Lamb on my fantasy team. They just disappoint me so much, the Cowboys.
Damn.
And I don't really like them, especially now that they just sold my fantasy team.
Mhm.
And I think the Commanders, they're playing the best ball they've played in years. So I think they'll win this one.
Yeah, the Commanders are riding high right now, and they're trying to tail with the what do you call them? With the Eagles. And Washington's got to keep getting wins. They got to keep getting wins against the divisional rivals, especially. They've lost 2 straight now to the Steelers and to the Eagles, and I think they get a win back here against the Cowboys to get back in the win column and try to sneak back into first place, potentially first place in that conference. So give me Washington.
You can't ask for a better bounce-back win here than going up against Dallas. Dallas is basically insufferable right now. They're not a good football team. They're just trying to get through the best that they can or the best that Jerry Jones possibly can, but give me the Commanders. This is another lock. This is a no-brainer. I don't see Dallas keeping it competitive one bit. I got the Commanders in a blowout.
We have an absolute nightmare of a game coming up. We got the Kansas City Chiefs coming off their first loss of the season at Carolina. Do they pull off the most unbelievable upset, or does Kansas City go in angry after a loss?
Kansas City's they're just about to put a belt on the Panthers. I mean, they're about to just blow some steam, and they're gonna kill the Panthers. Not even gonna be close.
Yeah, this is, I'm going to change my lock of the week prediction. Give me Kansas City at Carolina, bro. They're not happy right now. Yeah, Kansas City's going to murder these dudes.
My condolences to the Panthers organization for the beating that they're about to endure on behalf of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Kansas City all day.
Yeah. Next game, another divisional matchup. This should be decent, man. We got Tennessee at Houston. What's your pick?
I think the Texans win. Like, I mean, I basically live in Houston, and everyone's like, I feel like there's just a different energy in Houston this year, and they've been playing real well. So I'm gonna give it to Houston.
Yeah, I gotta go Houston as well. I mean, Tennessee just does not impress me. They're what, 2-8? They're 2-8. Oh my God, they've lost 2 straight, and the Texans, they just got Nico Collins back. They're riding with some momentum. They're 7-4. They blew out Dallas last week on prime time. And Joe Mixon, man, shout out to Joe Mixon. What a season he's having. When he's healthy and he gets 20 carries a game, you can bet that the Texans are riding with a lot of success. So yeah, give me the Texans here.
Yeah, Texans, they got a very good win against Dallas last Monday night, and Mixon's just running away as their star running back. What an addition he's been for them this year. Probably in my opinion, the biggest and highest candidate for comeback player of the year in my opinion, but Tennessee is, again, a rough season. A lot of additions, a lot of moves that they did, and it's just an underwhelming year. And they lost L'Jarius Sneed to IR, who's only played like 5 games this year for them. So nothing's working well for Tennessee and Houston. They're going to go try to make a strong and final push to stay in the division and make a playoff appearance once again with Stroud and D'Amico Ryan. So Houston.
Next game, we got the Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. Another divisional matchup. What's your pick, man?
I think the Broncos will win. Bo Nix has been playing real well. I mean, the Raiders, I don't even know much about the Raiders. I'm not going to lie. I just think the Broncos will win.
Yeah, the Raiders, man. Yeah, honestly, bro. Who's their starter? Is it still Minshew?
It's still Minshew, yeah.
They have lost how many straight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight. They've lost 6 straight.
Like that 7.
They're going to lose 7 straight to the Broncos. I know it's the AFC West, so maybe they pull off the upset. But dude, you see what Bo Nix did to the Falcons last week? What, 4 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm.
Like Bo Nix,
He's playing.
This is really surprising to me, bro. And I remember when we faced the Broncos week 2, I said that Bo Nix was Kenny Pickett 2.0. I want to sincerely apologize for wishing that type of evil on Bo Nix because he's killing it right now, man. Yeah, Broncos are going to win this one for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. That defense has been playing really good, and they're going to be on lockdown against – it's not really hard to be locked down against the Raiders, but, like, division rival, big game here. And Bo Nix, I mean, like, he's balling, no doubt about it. So, Denver, without a doubt.
Next game, this should be a very good one, man. Maybe America's Game of the Week. We got San Francisco, the Niners, going to Lambeau Field in Green Bay. What's your prediction?
I don't even know. I think maybe the Niners. I feel like they're due for a win. I feel like they'll get one in Green Bay, but this is really a toss up, especially that it's in Green Bay. But I think the Niners will win.
Yeah, this is definitely the hardest game for me to pick this week. Because the Packers are looking good. They're 7-3, and they're third in the NFC North. So that shows you just how tight that division is. San Francisco, man, they're 5-5. Like, I figured they have more wins by now. They lost to the Seahawks in heartbreaking fashion last week, so they're going to be angry on the road again. This is tough, man. It really is. But if there's a team that I can think upset the Packers that are coming off a good win against the Bears last week, it could be the Niners, man. They just got CMC back, and I just don't see them exactly losing 2 straight. They haven't lost 2 straight since weeks 2 and 3, I believe. So and around this time of the year, it's kind of the time where Purdy and Shanahan and everyone kind of locks in, they dial in. So give me the Niners in my upset of the week.
I mean, despite the fact that Purdy will not be playing in this game because he sustained an injury in practice, I believe was a report from Schefter. So
That's new to me.
Brandon Allen will start for the 49ers against Green Bay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Green Bay's rushing defense sucks.
Yeah, so you already know, they have to get McCaffrey involved, maybe even Jordan Mason because he had a great start to the season filling in. This will no doubt be competitive, even with Allen in as the starter, because San Francisco, there's no doubt that they need to bounce back. They need to start winning games to get into the playoffs. And Green Bay, they're going to try to be within reach of first place of that division with Detroit. So this is going to be extremely competitive right here in Lambeau Field.
I think San Francisco can rely on that defense. And Jordan Love, man, like he's good, but he turns the ball over too much.
I believe he leads the NFL with most interceptions.
Really?
It's like almost every game he's throwing an interception.
Well, he's thrown 11 picks already this season.
I believe that leads the league, if I'm not mistaken.
He's averaging.
How many interceptions has Mahomes thrown? Do y'all know?
Ain't that 10?
Really?
I believe it's 10. Yeah.
Let me search it up for you. He has thrown exactly 11 interceptions.
Oh, so maybe
tied.
So maybe
Wow.
they're tied. I mean,
unbelievable.
Nonetheless, Love's still a good quarterback, but it's the turnovers that's really going to bite him in the ass, late into the season. So Love's got to clean that up. But I don't know, like San Francisco, they need this win badly. They need it more. It'll be competitive. It'll be close. But I think San Fran, even with Allen, they pull off the upset on the road and they get the win.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to be locked in, and Shanahan has proven he can win with any quarterback. So, yeah, I'm still sticking with San Francisco. Next game, another divisional matchup. This is going to be very important for the Niners as well because Arizona is first place, I believe,
yes,
in the NFC West, and Seattle is tied with the Niners in terms of records and where they stand right now. In fact, Seattle is above San Francisco because they beat them last week. So this is a huge game for San Francisco. But we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. Another good one. What's your pick, man?
This one's just as close as the last one, I think. I think I'll give the edge to the Seahawks. So they're at home. They're coming off a big win. Maybe they ride high and beat Arizona.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go Seattle as well. And it's kind of hard to go against Arizona right now since you see what they're doing. Kyler's, in my opinion, is having his best season to date. Shout out to James Conner. I still love that dude. They're playing some damn good football right now. And that division is really tight. And I think the Cardinals, they've won, what, 4 straight?
Yeah.
They've won 4 straight, man. Like, props to them. But, yeah, Seattle started off hot 3-0. Then they lost 3 straight, and they've won 2 of the last 4. But coming off of a good road win and coming back home against a divisional rival, this is important. And I think Seattle, with the playmakers they got and the coach, Mike McDonald, I think they're going to be locked in. This is going to be a close one, man, but I'm still going to go Seattle.
This is going to be a damn good divisional matchup here. Arizona, they have surprised me this year. Coming into this season this year, I didn't expect much from Arizona, Kyler Murray let alone, but no, like you just get a sense like there's a different like sense of purpose in life over here in Arizona. I don't know if it's Jonathan Gannon and the different mentality he's bringing or vibe he's bringing, or just the fact that Murray is now starting to really find his strong suit with the team, if you know what I mean. Like, everything's just clicking right now in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Just a different sense and a different purpose for Arizona. And it's showing on the field. Like, the offense is just clicking. They're scoring. The defense is playing very well. Seattle, they have their moments here and there. They have great games one week, but then the next week they kind of underperform. They kind of, like, the defense doesn't play up to par as the guys that they have should and whatnot,
But they got so many weapons on offense. Shout out to Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think he leads the team in receiving yards.
Yeah, and he's a young stud, and he's going to have to because Metcalf was out for a couple of weeks, and Lockett's kind of getting up there in age. So that's what you would expect from a guy like Smith-Njigba, who was a first-rounder last year. So props to him. And Geno, he can still sling the ball. It's just, his decision-making is not as great as it once was when he took over for Russell Wilson. But nonetheless, this game it's going to be close. It's going to be competitive, that's for sure, with what's on the line. But I'm going to go Arizona because the first place, I think they're going to want it more, and I don't think they don't want to let the fact that they're in first place slip within their hands. So I think they're going to want it more.
Well, we got Sunday football. This is going to be another very tough matchup to predict, man, because this is another game that has a lot of stakes in terms of NFC West Conference or that division. We got the Eagles traveling all the way across the country to Los Angeles to face the Rams. What's your pick, man?
This is another toss-up. I'm glad we ended with some good picks, but I hope the Eagles lose, because I don't really like them. But I think they'll pull it off. But I think it's going to be a very close game.
Yeah, this is tough for me too, man. I agree with you. I hope the Eagles lose because the Eagles have won 6 straight.
Yeah, I don't like that, bro.
I don't either, and honestly, I don't find them as convincing. Like, something about them just seems off to me. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know if it's the revolving door.
He's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, Hurts is just, I don't know. He's having a good.
Strike me as as an elite quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he showed it his second and third year, but this year, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of taking a step back, and maybe that's due to the emergence of Barkley. And, Barkley's a dog, bro. I mean, he's second in rushing yards behind Henry, and he has already almost double-digit touchdowns. So I mean, plus AJ Brown's back in the mix.
Henry with the Ravens and Lamar still going crazy. I mean, why isn't Jalen Hurts? I mean, like years before, they were comparing with Lamar, and they brought in a good running back, and the Ravens brought in a good running back. Surely you should see equal stats from him, especially because he has better weapons than Lamar does.
Actually, you are 100% correct because now I know it's different OCs and systems, but it's actually kind of similar in where you're trying to make it out. Where they brought in a new running back, one of the best in the league, to improve that area. That way, their quarterback doesn't have to run the ball. And you see Lamar, man. I mean, gotta give props to Lamar. He's an MVP candidate. He's second in passing touchdowns, I believe, still second in passing yards. Hurts only has 12 touchdowns this year. Now, I know A.J. Brown was out for some of the games, and he's still their leading receiver. But I agree. Something about Hurts is just kind of – he's taking a step back a little bit. I'm not saying they got put in Pickett because I don't wish that on nobody, but something about Hurts, it feels like they've definitely they're not as efficient. But one thing I know about the Eagles –
exciting to me.
I agree.
Exciting to watch.
But one thing I know about the Eagles is they will be without Devonta Smith. I think that's huge. I don't know if they have another receiver that they can get involved to step up. I know they traded for Dotson from the Commanders, but
He hasn't done much.
and I honestly think the Rams, they need this more. Because not only is it a conference matchup, but they see where they lie in the division. They see the divisional matchups this week regarding everyone else. This is huge. I think they're going to go in with a new sense of purpose, man. They just got 100% healthy for the most part. They got Kupp, they got Nakua back. They're trying to make that legitimate push. With Sean McVay, you should never rule them out. Matthew Stafford can still sling it. Kyron Williams has scored in all but one game. I'm taking the Rams. I think they pull off the upset. I just think that the Rams are going to want it more. And I think the Rams, man, at the end of the day, they can be the better team. So give me the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was really hard for me to choose this one because I know the Rams, with where they lie in their division and just where they're at right now, getting healthy, having guys come back, and the way Stafford has played and the game he's coming off. But Philly, what is it? You said 6 straight wins?
6 straight wins, and the Rams have won 4 of the last 5 since their bye week.
Right. So, I mean, both these teams, very competitive, full of talent and some prime time, and the Rams are going to need it. The Rams are 100% going to need it to stay in the rankings, but I don't know. I just get this weird sense that Philly's going to pull off the win on the road. I don't know why. It could be because of the momentum that they're riding, or it could just be because they're going to lean heavily on Saquon Barkley, which they have all season, and there's no doubt about it that Barkley has been one hell of an asset, and I feel if they didn't have Barkley, they would not be on the 6-game win streak, and they wouldn't have statistically the offense that they do right now.
100%. I couldn't agree more with that, though.
So Barkley's a stud. He's like the only, I don't know. He's just the only exciting player on that team. I don't really get that from any other Eagle.
Outside of Brown, maybe, because A.J. Brown is a difference maker. But, yeah, I agree.
But he's a stud, but it's just it's just something different about Saquon.
Saquon, man. What were the Giants thinking?
I don't know, man, but,
No clue.
I feel if they continue to feed Barkley and rely on him, and I don't think the Rams' rush defense is really one of the best in the NFL. So if Eagles look at that as a weak spot for the Rams, they give it to Barkley, and Barkley does what he needs to do, and I think Philly's going to get this win. But I do think this will be close and competitive. Sunday night, a lot on the plate here for the Rams, and even for Philly, with them being first place, so they're going to want to try to stay atop of their division, so a lot at stake here for sure.
This is going to be an awesome game. I cannot wait for this one for sure. But I think Rex, you and I both agree. We all hope the Eagles lose because more wins for them. I mean, it's just worse for the entire NFL fan base.
Exactly.
Monday, man, we got the Harbaugh Bowl. We got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. We got John versus Jim. What's your prediction, man? This is going to be interesting.
It's another one. I hope the Ravens lose, and I think they will lose. I think it'll be close to that, the Chargers-Bengals game. I think it'll be close, high scoring, but I think the Chargers will come out with it.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Into it.
Because here's the thing with the Ravens, man. They haven't lost 2 straight since obviously weeks 1 and 2. But the Chargers, they're 7-3. And they've won, 4 straight? And they host the Ravens here? And Justin Herbert can still sling it, man. And obviously that Ravens defense is incredibly suspect. That secondary specifically is very suspect. I could see a legacy breakout game for Ladd McConkey because he's been a stud all year. And I think they're finally starting to find a way to get him involved more and give him more targets, as they should. In fact, I think he leads them in targets by more than 30 targets out of anyone else.
It's not hard to see why.
And Will Dissly had a good game last week too. So I really think this is where Justin Herbert can have one of his better games. And Herbert doesn't turn the ball over often, which is good. In that case, the Ravens, man, listen, the Ravens, they are angry, very angry at the performance they had last week. I hate to say it, I got to go Baltimore. I just don't see them losing 2 in a row. I would love nothing more than that because I think that's hilarious. especially to the Chargers. But the Chargers in prime time, the Chargers are going to charge us sometimes. They almost did it to the Bengals.
Yeah, they did.
I got to go Baltimore. I just can't trust the Chargers in prime time.
Yeah, I mean, props to the Chargers, though, and what Jim has brought to the Chargers in his first year as a head coach for them. 7-3. I mean, it's a pretty good start. Winning 4 straight. Herbert, is starting to connect with his targets. McConkey's really starting to be that number one. Quinion Johnson, he's been seeing the touchdown a lot in his second year. They just know how to get guys involved. J.K. Dobbins, he's another candidate for comeback player of the year. And, he's probably going to have a vengeance game in this one against his former team right here. I would probably imagine that Harbaugh is going to try to scheme something up to really get him involved because he's been a hell of an asset for them this year. But Baltimore losing to the Steelers in the fashion that they did, that they're going to be angry. They're going to be focused. They're going to want to try to get a massive bounce-back win. And just the fact that it's the Harbaugh brothers, going against each other, John's going to want to stick it to his brother. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa, too. But this is the Ravens offense, which is, I think, still number one total versus the Chargers defense that allows the fewest amount of points in the NFL, which is like 16, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going to be a very, very tough game. It's going to be competitive Monday night. But I think Baltimore gets it because they're going to want a bounce-back win. I think they're going to want it more. And it could come down to a Chargers moment, if you know what I mean. A mistake, a fumble, a miscue, whatever happens. And I think Baltimore's going to take advantage.
I hope not, man. I mean, I'm still going to go Baltimore, but I think we all agree we hope Baltimore loses because that's always fun to watch. And especially after the Steelers lost, man, a Baltimore loss to kind of make up for it in the end, especially since the Bengals are on a bye. And, I mean, it would be the best case scenario for the Steelers right now. So, with that being said, that is the Week 12 picks. Huge shout out, huge thank you to Rex for coming on again the channel for the picks again for another year. Rex, man, and it's been a crazy couple weeks trying to get you on here, but I'm glad we finally did. It's always good to have you on, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I joined y'all's Discord like so long ago. It's crazy to think about. Like, I feel like I was just so little then.
No, it's weird because it was a couple years ago. I forget how long ago. I think it was like 2018, 2019 we set it up, and it's growing, and you're an OG, so we felt obligated to get you on for another year, man. Since you've done it for the past number of years as well, so glad we could have you on, bro.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be on.
Anything else you want to say before we go out here?
I'm good. Got it all out.
All right, man. At the end of the day, go Steelers, and let us know you guys picks down in the comments below. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace.